Hi MVP family, this is CV Mason. Today we're going to work on some mobility work for our shoulders. A couple things that you'll want to have on hand. If you're out on a patio or hard surface like I am, you may want to have a towel of some kind for use underneath the elbows, delicate elbows. Always add a little extra padding if you need them. If you're inside, you may not need that. We'll need 2 yoga blocks, or if you don't have those, you'll need some textbooks or even 2 matching height stools that you can place your elbows on. So they need to be able to take your body weight. So Kleenex boxes won't work for this. So again, 2 separate items because they're going to be further apart. So 2 items like that. We'll also use either a strap, jump rope, belt of some kind, or if you want to use a stick of some kind, here I've got my Swiffer and you can see I've put a little bit of tape over it so it doesn't flop around, or you can just snap it off or screw off the top of a broom to use a stick. So those are the items you're going to need for today's session. So if you want to go ahead, take a moment and grab that and then meet me back here, we'll start standing. I'm going to set my props up so I can grab them easily. And just give yourself some good space so that you can reach your arms out to the side. Start with just checking in with the shoulders. How do the shoulders feel? Just give them a couple of rolls. Take the elbows, see if you can touch the elbows together, and then see if you can open the elbows back. See if you can get them back behind the midline of the body. And then take the arms up and just take notice of the full range of circle that you can do. So maybe one arm can reach back further than the other arm. So if there's a shoulder consideration on one side, you may find that one arm opens further than the other. That's okay. Just take note of those. So that's our shoulder check for our pre-workout. Now we're going to get started. You're going to grab either the stick, so the broomstick of some kind, or the strap, belt, or jump rope. I'll show up first with this, and then I'll grab the stick option. So if you have an item that's longer than your grip width, what I recommend doing is grabbing the ends of it and looping it up, because otherwise it's going to hit you in the head. So we're going to take this and nice and wide, just lift and lower the arms. Now you can adjust the width of the arms, so it can be somewhat narrow grip, or if you slide the hands a little wider, maybe you'll get the arms to go back a little bit further. So I'm going to adjust here, taking it up and over. So again, you can do the same thing with a stick of some kind, broomstick, Swiffer stick. Notice you can keep the arms close. You can let the arms get a little bit wider. You maybe be able to get the arms to rotate a little further behind. Okay. All right, so the next one, I'm going to switch back to my strap here. You can keep the stick if you want. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the right arm low and left arm high. Better grab my ends so they don't bonk me in the head as I do this. Here we go. We're going to take the right arm low, left arm high, and start to swing forward and back. So you can see how it's coming behind the body. And then we'll switch to the other side. Swing forward and back. And allow the body to stay in space and the arms to move. Okay. Taking it right to left, you can allow the elbow to bend a little bit in the top position over the head. Try to keep the strap, if you're using it, straight. Don't let it go slack. Good. All right, so we're going to take this on. Think of Mr. Miyagi saying jacket on, jacket off. So we're going to take the arm, we're going to bring the left arm up high and back behind our body, and then switch to bring the right arm high and over the top. Let's go the same direction. So we're just going to take the jacket on. We're going around the head. Left arm comes high, then low. Right arm comes high, then low. Okay, so jacket on all the way around the body. And then give yourself a little break. I'm going to switch to show you how it looks like with the stick. We're going to switch to the other side. So now right arm comes high and then low. taking the jacket off. Just flossing the shoulders here. Good. So now alternate sides. Jacket on, jacket off. Good. I'm going to step my feet just a touch wider because we're going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay? So I'm going to lean to the side and bring it down. Lean to the side and bring it down. Looking at the side position of this, you'll notice how my body swings open. I come into a mini back bend. Last one. Beautiful. All right, so that's your shoulder flossing. Good thing to do anytime you feel a little tightness in the shoulders. Okay, so put those props to the side. We're now going to come down into an elbow plank. This is where I'm going to use the towel underneath my elbows for a little bit of padding. So to set up your elbow plank, you want to make sure that the elbows are below the shoulders. And you can check that by placing your hands on the outside of the arms. And then we'll just bring the hands forward. Palms together, pressing the forearms down into the floor. Start to walk your feet in. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. And then I want you to think of lifting the tailbone as if you're going to do a headstand. So lift the tailbone, drawing the ears between the elbows. Bend in the knees if you need to. You can straighten the legs if you're able. And then walk yourself back out to elbow plank. Walk yourself in. Push the hips high. Walk yourself out. Again, think of coming into a headstand. Let's do one more. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to come into our headstand and we're going to use our legs. Push the hips high. Drop the knees to the floor. One more. Very good. Roll the shoulders a little bit. Let the arms shake out. We're going to now take our blocks or textbooks. So I'll get my towel out of the way. I'm going to place my blocks down here. And they're going to be so that they're shoulder distance apart. And we're going to come into our elbow plank on top of the block. Okay? And then let's draw the knees underneath and rest back to stretch the arms out long. So the elbows are elevated off the floor. And you can adjust these, right? You got more textbooks, or take the blocks to a higher setting. And then I want you to bend the elbows, place the hands together, and see if you can reach your thumbs to the middle of your back, right between the shoulder blades. Beautiful. So take those hands and stretch the fingertips up towards the sky. See if you can drop your chest a little lower, closer to the floor. Extend the arms out long and bring the body upright. You can go ahead and get the blocks out of the way now. All right, so coming into a runner's lunge, step your right foot forward. Left hand will be on the ground. Right hand's gonna lift up high. We're gonna reach down and then reach high. Think of reaching back towards your toes and then reach up towards the sky. Down through the toes, up to the sky. Now rotate your hand around and rest it on your waistband. See if you can open the heart just a little bit higher and stretch your fingertips down around. I'll get my hand out of the way. Down and around so you can try to wrap around the waist, drawing the chest open. Unwrap the hand, unrotate the palm, and bring the body down. We'll switch legs. Left leg to the front, Left arm's gonna lift high and then reach back towards the toes. Twist and reach high, back towards the toes. This time, twist and reach high, periscope your hand around, slide it behind your back, see if you can reach your waistband. If you can, stretch your fingertips around. Draw the chest to look towards the side, look the eyes up towards the sky. Taking the arm off the back, periscope the hand, step back. And we're gonna go ahead and come to a standing position. All right, so we're gonna take our hands 90 degrees to the side, lift the elbows straight out, then rotate and unrotate. So we're just lifting the hands, trying to keep the elbows in space, seeing if we can get a horizontal position of the forearm and a vertical position of the forearm. Beautiful. Hold the vertical position, then reach and pull. Reach and pull. See if you can go straight up and straight down. Depending on your shoulders, you may have to go at an angle. So you can think of reaching forward and back if that is necessary for your shoulders. Good, last one. Pull the elbows straight out to the side and then bring them in front of your body. So again, 90 degrees, straight out front of the shoulders. Squeeze the elbows so that they stay directly underneath your wrist. So don't let the elbows get wider than the hands, but squeeze them in. Now we're just gonna lift the elbows, lift and lower. So I'm coming up maybe 2-3 inches, pulling them right back down. No change in the body, no change in the shoulders, but I'm squeezing the elbows in, lifting the fingertips up. I call these open prayers if our hands were together. You could also do it with the elbows together, but it's a little more comfortable for the shoulders with the elbows apart. So open prayers, lift and lower. Let's do more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Release the arms down, roll the shoulders back. Lift the arms up and then slide the elbows all the way down to your ribs so that you can feel the upper arm close to the torso. Push the elbows back behind you and then flip the palms up a little bit higher. You can think of this as putting your hands on the door frame and stepping your body through the door frame. So we're getting a little stretch through the front of the shoulder here. Good, releasing the arms down, roll the shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna go into our final move. We're gonna come back down to the floor. We're gonna come into a hovered tabletop, so I'll show it from the side first. Hovered tabletop, so knees are bent, hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna step through and set the tailbone down. Okay, so you step through, set the tailbone down. Your fingers are gonna stay pointing away from you. From there, we're gonna lift the hips, allow the arm to dangle over the chest, coming into an inverted tabletop, so belly is up towards the sky, and then release the tailbone down, and then you're gonna step back underneath, okay? I'm gonna turn to the front so that's a little easier to follow. We'll start with the right foot stepping through. So rotate, set the tailbone down, you're still looking at the camera. You have your feet flat on the floor, your hips are facing the back corner. Arm's gonna dangle as you lift the hips, coming into your inverted tabletop. Release the hips all the way down, then we're gonna set this free hand down on the floor as you step underneath this hovered tabletop. Now let's step the left foot through, set the tailbone down first, still look at me. Hand's gonna dangle over the chest, feet are flat and the body is facing the back corner. Lift the hips, inverted tabletop, feet stay flat, release down, step underneath. Let's do that again. Step across, set the tailbone down, make sure the feet are flat. Lift the hips, release the hips, step under. Step the left foot through, set down, lift up, set the hips down, step through. All right, little change in the arms. Step through and sit down. From here, we're going to take the hand up overhead. So if you think of looking at your screen as you lift up, you're going to reach the arm overhead, reach it towards their screen, lift the hips high. Good, so you're watching me, you're stretching your arm and you're lifting the hips high. Release the hips all the way down, come underneath tabletop. Here we go. Reach overhead towards me, lift the hips high, feet stay flat, big stretch, release down, and step through. All right, same thing, but we're gonna keep the hips lifted and just reach through. So hover the knees, set the feet down, lift the hips, step back, hover, step through, lift the hips, set it down. Let's do one more each side. Beautiful. Go ahead, step your feet in and stand up. Give me some shoulder rolls. Check your elbows, can you touch? And open wide. Big arm circle, lift up. Open wide. Oh, my right arm is much wider on that circle. Hopefully you feel the same sensation and one or both of your shoulders much more open. Thanks everybody. Until next time.